So I was going to make a video, but look who's sitting where I want to sit. It's Danny. Oh, yep, just settling in. Oh, Danny. Gotta have clean toes. Gotta have clean toes. I guess I'm glad it's that she's looking and not something else. Hello, Flosstube! So we made a compromise. She's sleeping over here, and I am sitting over here. So you get both of us today. Isn't that right, little? Oh, she's biting me. She says, I'm gonna eat you. She does this silly thing where she pushes me with her foot. Oh, yep. Oh, Danny, everyone's watching. And you're biting me. You don't want people to think you're a mean kitty. Oh, she's giving kisses too. That's what she does. She kisses you. She licks you and then she bites you. She's tasting you before she takes a bite. And see, there's that silly foot thing. What are you doing, little foot? Now I'm scared to put my arm down because she's going to bite me. Yep. Anyhow, I'm back. It's nice to see you all again, figuratively speaking. I have been very busy again. I feel like my life this year has been very busy to dead, to very busy, back and forth that way. Ups and downs. So last time I saw you, I watched a little of the video to see what I showed you, but I forgot to check in when it was. But sorry, I was distracted by this little foot that keeps pushing my hand. What are you doing? This is how she plays, by the way. She's not actually biting me hard. Because if she was, I would not be playing with her this way. She's pretty good about not using her claws, and she's pretty good about not biting very hard. Anyway, where have I been? I got a job, I think recently after I made that last video. I got a job at a bakery here in New York. We're known most for our cookies. They're these giant cookies that are like this big. I think they're 6 ounces of cookie dough, and they basically are the size of like a hockey puck or a hamburger patty. And they are very delicious. I've eaten way too many of them, more than I should. It's going to be dangerous working there. But I started working there 4 shifts a week, and about a week into that, I got an email from the costume shop asking me to come back and work with them. So in the past few weeks, about the past month and a half, I guess I would say, I have been working 6 days a week with 1 day off, and of course that 1 day off has been busy doing a lot of other things, including work on things for my Etsy store and some private commissions. So it's just been very, very busy, and I don't actually have a lot of stitching to show you, but I have participated in Sonia's finished object swap, and I needed to make a video for that, so I figured while I'm doing that, I might as well make a regular update video. So that's why me and Danny are here tonight. And see, look, now she's a sleeping angel. Anyway, I am here to update you on what I have been stitching. I have not been stitching a lot, like I mentioned, but I do have a few things to show you. One of the things I'd like to show you is I finished another pincushion for a commission through my Etsy store, and this was a woman who asked if I could make an elephant for her, and she wanted the belly to have to do with peanuts. So I sketched out a peanut with some little peanuts underneath it, and she said she liked purple, so I did a purple background and like kind of circus stripes, and I made this elephant. I think he turned out pretty darn cute. And what was really fun and special about the elephant is I got to make his trunk posable. There's actually a little wire in his trunk, so he can have his nose up like this, or he could have his nose down like this. I think he turned out pretty darn cute, and the commissioner was very happy with him too. He did make it there safely, which was great. And one of the other things that I finished was for the finished object swap. You saw this is a new start last video, and it is the Nestling Sampler, Goldfinch, and Townsend Warbler. And this is how, I'm hoping I can show it. I think I can, because I'm not saying who's receiving it, but somebody is going to get it and get to see it when they open it. So anyway, here is a picture of that finished. I think that also turned out pretty darn cute. Those little birds are pretty adorable, and I love the way the back stitching just really made them crisp and gave them all those little feather details and everything. So I hope that the person who receives my finished object gets to do something special with it and enjoys looking at it, and is like I was happy to have another, happy to have stitching by another stitcher somewhere in the world, which is pretty neat. But those are my two finishes. Like I said, there wasn't too much stitching going on in those days. Even though there wasn't much stitching, I got in a new start. So my roommate Tommy, who you all have met, and I have been playing through a game. He plays, I just watch, and I help him out with the puzzles and the missions and things. We've been playing a game called Fallout 4, and you play as a customizable character who can be an avatar of yourself or an avatar of, you kind of create how they look and how you want to play, whether that's someone who uses guns or fights with their hands, or, there's different types of guns and like different ways you can play, and you can be really a good person or you can be a bad person. But one of the things in the game is that you can recruit what are then called companions. So these are characters in the story that then can travel along with you and lend you support with carrying items and with fighting, and they help you in battles and things. So I really like a character who is one of those companions. Her name is Piper. She is a reporter in this post-apocalyptic wasteland and just really trying to make the world a better place and spread information and spread awareness on some of the groups that are rising to power and the political things that are going on within this wasteland as humanity and civilization is kind of rebuilding itself. And I was looking at fan art one day of this character, and I came upon a piece of artwork that I really, really liked. It's by an artist called Graziano, and I saw it, and in the back of my head I thought, oh, that would make a really cool cross stitch, and just kind of had it in the back of my head. And then, for whatever reason, every time I thought of the character or I saw that picture, I thought, oh, that would make a nice cross stitch. So of course, when a project is eating your brain like that, what do? You have a new start. So I contacted the artist, and she has an Etsy store through which she sells her prints, and I asked her very politely, very kindly, I said, hello, I saw your piece of artwork and I fell in love with it, and I would really like to convert it into a cross stitch pattern and stitch it for myself. I would not distribute it to anyone else, and of course I'm willing to pay you for the rights or for, permission to convert this pattern into, or this picture into a cross stitch pattern. And she wrote me back and she said, yes, I would love, keep me updated, I would love to see how this works. I think cross stitch is a really amazing art form, and you can pay me as much as the print and that would be fine, or if you want to buy the print, I'll send that to you and then you can stitch it anyway. So I've kind of gotten myself into this situation where I have the print framed. I'm going to show it to you. But eventually it will be replaced by a cross stitch, I guess. I'm going to have 2 copies of it about the same size. But here's the photo, or the artwork in the frame. So you can see there, she has a red trench coat that she wears, and this is a soda in the game called Nuka-Cola. And this particular coloration is called Nuka-Cola Quantum because there's a radioactive isotope in it. She's sitting on a bunch of junk. And what I like about this is it is kind of in the pinup style, but it's very tasteful. You know, she is wearing her costume from the game. And yeah, I just, for whatever reason, I thought it was so charming, and kind of like the game takes place in a world where rather than the energy being the main energy form being oil and petroleum, it instead went the route of nuclear energy. So it's kind of as if we got to kind of the Cold War, like 50s, 60s era, and went along a different route and kind of got stuck in that aesthetic. So what I like about that is it keeps in that aesthetic with the pinup look. Hi, Danny. She heard one of my roommates out in the kitchen and wanted to go and see what he was up to. But anyway, this is what it will look like eventually. But I ran it through Pick-to-Pat, and it's actually, I think, going to be about the same size as this one. And so far I don't have that much done yet. It's going to be very big. It's on 18 count Aida. And let's see which way this goes. It does go this way. So this is what I have done so far. So that's the beginning of her leg that is crossing on top of the other. I started, of course, in the middle, and I'm working out this way. And that's a bottle cap for the pony version of that soda that she's drinking, called Sparkle Cola in the video game that I am doing some songs for. But yeah, you can see all the different colors there. I did the max amount of colors I could do because I wanted it to be nice. So of course I ran it through Pick-to-Pat, so that means it is a full coverage pattern. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the character and the circle around her. I'm not going to do all of the white. And you can't really see, but what she did with the white background is she kind of weathered the look of it as if it's a poster that's been hung up and gotten a little dingy and folded and you know, gotten some imperfections in it. So what I decided to do, and this is actually wrinkly, so you might not be able to see, but I wanted to very subtly replicate that. And so I hand painted this piece of fabric with varying shades of gray. Like this right here is not a fold line. It's kind of a fake fold line that I made with paint. This is a dark spot where I was experimenting, but like this down here is the paint. So I did a little bit of spatter, like a mold or mildew type look, and then I did some more lines that would look like folds. I should have ironed this before I showed it to you so you could actually see what I mean about it, but I'm excited to be working on this piece. I wish I could work on it some more. And I will link the artist of this piece of artwork. I'll link her Etsy store in the description where I contacted her. I'll also put in her Instagram. So if you'd like to see some of her artwork, you're welcome to. She does some video game and cartoon and like TV show, entertainment, I guess, type artwork, fan art kind of. Yeah, that's what she does. She does fan artwork, but it's all really beautiful and really well done. So that was my new start. It's probably going to take a while, but you know, it in the back of my head, and it kept just like yelling at me every time I thought about it. I just thought it would be really cool. And with that, I have one other piece of stitching to show you, and that is the only other piece that I've worked on besides those other things that I finished, and that is my dragon mystery stitch along. If you're new to my channel and you have not heard of this piece, I am a aspiring pattern maker. I have a few patterns in my Etsy store that I have sold and designed and put up there, and I wanted to do a mystery stitch along starting in January of 2017. Next year I'm hoping to start selling the pattern in the next maybe November or early December, so people can get started on the border. And last video I showed you the finished border, so I was able to get started on the first dragon, and I wanted to stitch for sure the first dragon just to see how it was gonna, how the style in which I did them, if it was gonna work out okay. And he's not done with his back stitch, but all his cross stitch is done, and enough of the back stitch is finished that you can start to see how he's gonna look. And I think it's going to be really cute. So this is January's Garnet Dragon. I really don't want this to fall, so I'm going to put it up over here. So sorry for the interruption, pardon me. So this is January's Garnet Dragon. And when he's done, I'll be putting a picture of him on my Instagram, which might be a little easier to see. I think he's looking really cute. I was a little worried before I started putting the back stitch in, but it's actually looking very nice. And so you can see when you look at this dragon that there are no fractional stitches, and there are also no back stitches that need to pierce Ada. That was my goal when I designed this piece. So your longest back stitch is only going to be up 3 holes. So up 3 stitches. I find if you go past like 3, that's when you can start kind of, it wobbles around and things can get caught under it. But this one I was very careful and tried to make this very steepest back stitch only go 3 up, and and like an up 2 and up 3, and maybe I did some that are like up 3 and across 2 or something like that. But I was very aware of what kind of back stitch I was adding and what kind of stitches I was adding. So I'm excited to see this develop. This pattern has been in the works for quite a while, and normally I would have been done with this guy by now, but I've just have been so busy with all kinds of things, with real jobs and Etsy stuff, which I'm going to go into after I show you some new needle minders that I got in the mail from Julie at Nifty Needle Nannies, of course. So she had a pre-order for some Pokemon needle minders, and I already had a Pikachu, a Bulbasaur, and another Pikachu from her, but she posted these and I couldn't resist, because they're like, so they've got the metal with the colors poured in like the blingy ones, but there's no rhinestones on them, so they're not blingy. But they are that like kind of quote-unquote designer needle minders. So I got, this guy should look familiar, this is Bulbasaur. Oh my gosh, look how cute he is. This is one of my very favorite Pokemon, and this needle minder is perfect. I'm so glad Julie found these. Thank you, Julie. You made my day, and I'm so happy to have them. So the ones I picked were Bulbasaur. I picked Charmander. He's kind of jumping, I guess, or leaning back and laughing. I don't know what he's doing. But isn't he cute? Charmander. And Squirtle is the little blue turtle Pokemon. So cute. So Bulbasaur and Charmander, and Squirtle are those first 3 Pokemon you have a choice of in the original game. So, you know, nostalgia-wise, they're pretty special to me. I always picked this guy. But I've played multiple games, and I've picked them all at one point or another. But Bulbasaur's my homeboy. So I got those 3, and then I got another one who is my other favorite Pokemon, and that is Meowth. And what I really like about this Needleminder is it has Meowth in more of a cat-like pose. It's just really demurely sitting and licking its paw. How cute is that? I actually have a costume of this character. Yeah, that's my other favorite Pokemon. Because, of course, it's a cat. And I think those are the only new minders that I have this video to share. So last night, Julie will probably laugh at this, and I was chatting with Dee when this happened too. I was up too late and I was sleepy, and I started browsing Nifty Needle Nannies Facebook group, and I purchased more Pokemon in particular, and I think a couple other random little things. Guys, I have more Needleminders than whips. I know Katie justifies her Needleminders by saying, well, I have to have a Needleminder on every project, and I think Kate does the same thing. I have more whips than projects. Or no, I have more whips than Needleminders. But they're just so darn cute. I can't resist. And when Julie finds the perfect, adorable Pokemon like this, how can I say no? Anyhow, I guess, you know, if there were fire, the things that I would grab in my house are Danny and maybe this board of Needleminders you know, the value they have in that up there. It's ridiculous. Anyway, my name is Brittany, and I have a Needleminder problem at this point, I think. I was doing really good there for a little while, and then Julie posted a Peter Pan and Tinkerbell dual, like, couple group minder. They're not a couple. I will never call them a couple. They're a group Needleminder, so it's Peter and Tink, and it's like, how can I say no to that? And then, of course, you get into that whole justify the shipping thing. And then she's having a giveaway. Oh my gosh, I am so happy I thought to mention this. Julie at Nifty Needle Nannies, it is her year anniversary, I believe. Yeah, it's the Nanniversary is what she's calling it. And she's having a giveaway in which you have to have made a purchase within a certain amount of time to be entered. So I was like, well, I definitely need to enter that. I may be wrong. I think that's the details of it. So what I'm going to do is I'll put the link to her group in the description of this video, and that way you can look it up yourself if you're interested. I know she's having a whole lot of special posts and fun things that are going on in the group because of her Nanniversary. So I definitely suggest checking that out. But yes, so that was about the only haul I got. I also, since I was so busy and I'm making, you know, a little extra because I'm working more than I expected to, 6 days a week, and I decided when I was at Michael's and I had a 20% off coupon that I was going to buy all of the DMC that I do not have. So I think amongst all of my whips, and according to the list I had in my phone, I now have a full set of DMC. I don't need to show you that, because even if I were to show you my floss storage box, there's still colors that are pulled out all over, so it wouldn't be the full set. But it's kind of fun to know that I have it. Do I need it? No, but it's really fun to know that I have it. So that's all the stitchy stuff that I have to talk to you guys about today. I have been doing a lot of commissions in my Etsy store, and what's been really nice about that is I turn Flosstube on to watch, and I'm in July. I'm just on the other side of July 4th on my watch later list. And you guys keep adding more and more and more videos, and I keep finding new and newer stitchers, more and more new stitchers to watch. And, you know, I just want to watch them all, and I hate that I'm so behind, but I want to skip forward, but I also don't, because what if I miss some cool projects that people are working on, and you know, that whole thing. So for now, I'm, you know, wallowing in my 700 strong watch later list, and I'm getting through them. But anyhow, that's all of the stitching things. I'm going to go in a little bit into the things that I've been working on for my Etsy store, and if you're interested in that, you can stick around, but if you're not, you are welcome to move on to the next video. And thanks so much for spending your last 25 minutes with me, and I hope that you enjoy your stitching, and that no frogs interrupt with their webbed feet and pesky ways. Just get all tangled up and distract you from your counting. That whole thing. Frogs be gone. Anyhow. Can you tell I'm tired? I feel like I've said and like and random stupid things so much in this video, so just bear with me. I feel like I'm tired all the time. But anyhow, I'm gonna move on, and if you choose to leave now, that's great, and I'll see you next time. So the few things that I worked on for my Etsy store, I had a few private commissions. I had a commission for a pair of arm warmers in pink, and I thought I'd show those off because I think they turned out really lovely. So like I mentioned before, one of my favorite things when I'm knitting warmers for the cat costumes is to find all kinds of different textures and colors and combine them. And so this person requested I do that with pinks, and I have never used as much pink. I stay away from pink because I already have so much red in my skin and pink in my skin and hair. I don't wear or use pink a lot, but it was definitely fun to use it for these arm warmers. I also made a whole set of arm and leg warmers as well as a tail for someone through my Etsy store who is making a white cat costume, very similar to the one that I made, the child size costume, but I just did the arm warmers, leg warmers, and the tail for this. And she wanted it for the white cat, but she wanted to have some gold accents as well as pink accents in it. And so here are those finished. I just love the soft pinks in there, along with the gold. I think they turned out really beautifully, and she really liked the pictures. They haven't arrived to her yet. I'm hoping they get there soon, but you know, I told her to please send me a picture of the whole costume because I really like to see it. And then I also was contacted by a teacher who I worked with last year to do the cat ears and tail and dog ears and tail for a coworker and her for Halloween, and she and some of her coworkers this year are going to be counting sheep. So she contacted me and asked me to make her some sheep ears and some little cuffs for them to wear that would peek out under their bathrobes. So I got those done, and here's a picture of what one of them looks like. Again, I think they turned out pretty darn cute. Along with those animal ears, I am working on doing some costume accessories for a production of the Velveteen Rabbit. This is the same school that I did the Wild Things costumes for, and so far I have 1.5 characters done. The first character I have done is the Pin the Tail donkey, and I do have those here, and I wanted to show them to you because you guys have been so supportive of my costumes in the past. So this is the donkey ears. I imagine the donkey is a girl, so she has a flower on her ear, but it's just stitched, you know, it's a big stitch on, so it can be easy to take off. So it has the gray ears, the big gray ears for the donkey, and then it has a little fake hair mane that goes down. And this is what it looks like on. Let me bend down so you can see it. I'm going to try not to oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say I was going to try not to interrupt my kitties relaxing. So, oh gosh. This isn't going to work, I don't think. Danny's looking at me like, what are you doing, Mom? There. I'm just going to lounge for you guys. So, you can see it has the ears. These have wire in them, so they'll stick up really well. And if I turn to the side, you can see the bangs and, or I guess you could say the forelock and the mane going back. I think it's really cute. There is a tail to this too, and here is, of course, the gray tail with the black hair tuft at the end. And, of course, because she has pinned the tail donkey, I made this pin out of a styrofoam ball and a bit of dowel rod that I painted silver. And it's going to have Velcro on it and on the tail anchor so that her tail can come off and be pinned back on. So that is Pin the Tail Donkey. I think it turned out really cute. Yeah, I really like it. I think it's, so for all these characters, it's accessories instead of a full costume. So it's like ears and tail or hats and vests is what most of them are. So I'm really pleased with how that came. And I've been laughing to myself because if any of you watch Kowgirlkate Paints Aplenty, is that your whole YouTube name? I think it is. Kowgirlkate. I'm sure all of you know who I'm talking about. She stitches the most beautiful mirabilia conversions. And she's just started in the past few months designing her own beautiful ladies. And she's going through a season, or not season, series is what I meant to say, of designs in which she has these courts that are based on the directions in the compass. So she is working on the northern court and showed off the king, and she is showed off on her channel the princess too. So there's going to be a king and queen and a princess and a knight for the north, south, east, and west. I'm really excited to see how those turn out. And everyone should go check out her channel if for whatever reason you don't know about her, because she does some really stunning work. But one of the other things that she shows off on her channel is she does, she lives on a farm, and she has horses, she has sheep, and she has donkeys. So, of course, I have sheep ears, I have donkey ears, and what's next? I have horse ears. So this character is the skin horse, and you can see he has ears, he has bangs, or the forelock, which is a little long, and then he has also the hair that goes down the back of the head. And I have not done the tail yet for this, but it's just going to be some layered fake hair, the same that is on the mane. So the skin horse is a character in the Velveteen Rabbit that I knew as a character when I was little, and I liked because he was a horse, and I really liked horses when I was little, but I didn't know why he was called the skin horse. Well, it's because they used to have toy rocking horses or toy horses that were made using the skin of an actual pony or a miniature horse. And I never realized that. So the reason I picked kind of the light colors is I imagined this skin horse that had been loved and kind of faded, and so that's the story of these horse ears. I feel so bizarre lounging in front of you, but I wanted you to see these ears. I still have the Velveteen Rabbit to make. There's a Robbie Robot character, a tin soldier, or a toy soldier. There's a cymbal monkey, and a Jack-in-the-Box. And I think that is all. there's 8 different characters because the Velveteen Rabbit is split up into the new Velveteen Rabbit and the very loved Velveteen Rabbit. But the reason I was thinking of Kowgirlkate is because I'm just completing her farm bit by bit. I guess I don't have to make cats or dogs for this show, but I did the cat and dog last year. So, Kate, I'm just recreating your farm here in my New York City apartment with me playing all of the animals. But anyhow, I believe that's all I wanted to show you. That's what I've been working on. I also have started, and I can't remember if I mentioned this in my other video or not, but I started working on designing a new series of dragon cross-stitch patterns that are based around the seasons. And I started with a spring dragon. I'm going to show you what I have of that so far, a sneak preview. This is what it is looking like so far. But yes, my intention is to design spring, summer, fall, or autumn, and winter dragons and put those up in my Etsy store. But I've just been sidetracked with all of this other crazy stuff that's been going on. So, yeah, hopefully I'll get back to that soon once things calm down. I believe that is all. I had a little more haul. I had a lovely package from Sonia as part of her finished object swap that she set up here on YouTube, and I have another video that shows that, so if you missed that, go ahead and you can click on my channel name and search for that. It is only, I think, like 15 minutes long, so it's a quick one. And this one is relatively quick too, actually, compared to my normal ones. It's because I don't really have that much going on stitchy wise. But anyhow, you guys are probably getting used to seeing me in weird animal ears. Yes. I'm going to go so I can edit these and get to bed. And I hope you all are well. And I have enjoyed watching your videos. I always do. And I hope that you all have some wonderful stitchy time coming up. Now that we're getting close to the end of the year, it's so hard to believe. And thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. It really means a lot to know that you have taken the time to watch my video and to let me know what you think about it. And yeah. Again, I'm tired, so I probably could ramble on and on and on. But I'll spare you that. And I'm going to try and end it in one go. Thanks for watching. This was Brittany, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!